All right, so this is my incubator, and I'm having a bit of a problem with my rooster. So I have 4 hens. I have 5 hens, but only 4 that lay eggs, and I have 1 rooster. So this, each hen lays about 4 eggs a day. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4.5 days of eggs. And I had this as well. So these are just... these eggs are just from a couple of days ago that I put them in, and I date them, and I'll put, if I know what bird laid it, I'll put the name of that bird. So this is from the 9th, April 9th. This one's from April 10th, and so on and so forth. They'll all have a April 8th, and then again, if I know the bird, this was a blackbird, I'll put the bird on there. So these I can't tell because you can't candle them until they're about 6 days in. These have about a week to go, so they're about 2 weeks old, and these are all good. But these started off with about this many eggs, 2 full rows, and I only got 3 that ended up developing. And these are all from different days. So we have 30, the 30th, the 1st, and the 31st. So March 31st, 30th, 31st, and April 1st. So these are all the same hen. So it looks like my rooster is only fertilizing 1 hen's eggs. And then I just hatched some babies yesterday. There was 4 eggs that developed, again, from a big long row. I only had 4 develop, and again, they were all from separate days. And I have 1 that hasn't hatched yet. I'm not sure if it's going to, but I'm going to give it a few more days to see if it'll hatch. So when you're hatching these eggs, they take 21 days to hatch. They sit on a turner. So this will slowly turn back and forth for the first 18 days. And then on day 18 or 19, you take them out and you set them down so that the chick can kind of find position to hatch. And there's the incubator just with the top back on. I'm going to turn it back on there. You can hear it starting back up. I've had this incubator for years and years and years. I got it off Amazon, and it works really well. I've never done this double hatch thing before, but because I'm only getting a few chicks from each kind of group, I kind of have to have it this way. Kind of chicks hatching and chicks developing in different stages, and I actually was able to take out some of the turners so that I could do that. But here's the temperature. So it's coming back up to temperature now, but 37.5 is what it's set to. And humidity is going to go up. I have it set to 20 only because it'll alarm. It might alarm when that goes up to 36 for whatever reason. The humidity is not that important. I normally wouldn't put any water in this at all. But because we heat with wood. So it's really dry in here and we're still heating. It's not quite warm enough to have the windows open and stuff. So I have been adding water. So it always kind of goes up to around 50 when I add the water, and that's been fine. That's been totally fine. Once every couple of days I add water to it and I just kind of let it go. There's my big rooster. So I read online that if you separate them for a day, that I'll try and get a better look at them. There we go. That if you separate the roosters for the day, that it'll make them want to mate with the hens, because I only have the 1 rooster, and they said that can sometimes work. So we're trying that. We just kind of captured him this morning. It's actually really easy to catch. I thought he was going to put a big struggle, but he didn't. So he'll just be in here for the night, and then in the morning we will let him go, and I'll record that too just to see. But these are the little babies. Those 3 of them, and I think they're all splash. So my rooster is splash, and I'll show you the genetics when I show you the hens. But there's our little babies. 1, 2. Where's the 3rd baby? There he is. 1, 2, 3. Hi, guys. So they're all splash. I think they're all splash. Which means that they came from a certain hen, which I'll show you in a minute. But this is just a heat plate. I only have one of those cozy coop. Hi guys. One of those cozy coop heat plates. So that's what this is. And I just put like some blankets over top because the little babies love to go, don't jump out. They love to go kind of under the little blankets to keep warm. And they love this. If you just make the food move around. Oh, they love that. They love that. Wyandottes are really friendly. You don't really have to do that much with them to get them to be really friendly, which is why they are my favorite little breed. But I just have them in I was going to make them a bigger thing if we had more chicks, but just because there's only the 3 of them, they're just in like a dog crate. And we got the waterer over here and just some starter. Chicks won't eat for the first couple of days. That's normal. They're kind of born with all of the nutrition that they're going to need. And this, I put this on little, I laid this heat plate down on the bricks, and they actually get nice and warm too. So that's my first time doing that, so we'll see. It's working good so far. Oh my god, attack. Attack. They're looking very splash, looking very light. All these babies are looking very light, very similar. So I'm gonna show you where I normally find the eggs, and then I'll go show you the hens. This is where they normally lay their eggs. Someone made a little nest over here too that I found an egg in yesterday. But this is normally it. And I saw them. They're over here and there. So this is Spirit Bird. Spirit. Come on, Spirit. She's a silver-laced Wyandotte. She has an incorrect comb because it sticks up. She is 9 years old. She's actually one of the first birds that I actually own. She comes from the group of 6 silver-laced Wyandotte hens. Hey? That were my first chickens ever. And she is still going strong. She doesn't lay eggs anymore. She laid 2 eggs actually this spring. One broke and one was like a super soft shell, and that was it. I was hoping to hatch some of Spirit's eggs because this is my first time having a rooster too, but chickens are over here. They're having a dust bath. They might get up when I get really close. Let's see what they're doing. They are kind of, well, they're noticing me now, so they stopped, but they're throwing they're doing it again. They're just dusting up the dry sand, see? Putting it through their feathers. Hi, Spirit. And this is how they control mites on their own. So if you have your birds in a coop, you should give them some sand to do that stuff in. But here, let's see. So silver-laced Wyandotte, that's what this bird is, just like Spirit. And then this is a blue-laced red Wyandotte. And then this one's a silver, or a splash. This one's a splash. This is another silver-laced. This is a splash-laced red Wyandotte. Hi, Spirit. Spirit wants it from the fingers. There you go. She's spoiled. There you go. So because those chicks are splash, they can't be any of these blackbirds. They have to come from that splash hen here, or the blue hen, because splash is essentially a lightened form of blue, or of black. So black with one lightener would make a blue bird, and black with two lighteners would make a splash bird. And because my rooster is Splash, he can only give Splash, which means that 100% of this Splash bird's chicks should be red lace Splash, which all those chicks are, but this blue bird, 50% of her babies would be Splash as well, because to make a blue, you need a black and a Splash together. Something that doesn't breed true, which when I first started researching chickens, I thought was so strange. Here you go. So to make the blue, you need a black and a Splash. So the Splash rooster, if it was one of these black birds, they would be blue. All the babies would be blue, because these black birds can only give a black, and the Splash rooster can only give a Splash. So they're Splash and black make blue. And because this blue rooster is a black and a Splash, that's what she gives. So if you breed her to a Splash rooster, you're going to get half of them get the double Splash, and half of them are going to get her blue and his Splash, so they would be blue. So we'll see what the next babies hatch out with. But I'm looking at this one as the mom, the Splash hen. And we'll see. I'm going to let the rooster out tomorrow, and we'll see if we get a better hatch, and if not, we might have to get a new rooster. Hey guys?